I'm wanting to invite you to attend Shaarey Zedek Shabbat Eve services on Friday, November 5th, beginning at 7 p.m., where we will be having a special Remembrance Day version of the Shabbat evening service, featuring General Monash, Canadian Legion, and also Chaplain Harold King, who's coming from the Shiloh Force Base, and he's going to be talking about some of his experiences in Afghanistan with the Canadian troops there. We only hear negative out of Afghanistan, and Chaplain King is telling me that there's also some positive to be related about that experience. And since we are celebrating those in the armed forces who have given their lives for the sake of freedom, dating all the way back to World War II and then in conflicts since then, including Afghanistan, I think it'll be very, very worthwhile to hear what Chaplain King has to say about this. In general, going back to World War II, we have to remember that at that time there was a struggle between good and evil in the world, between the forces of democracy and the forces of Nazism. And that had the Nazis won, we'd be living in a very, very different world today than the one in which we live. And so it is very, very appropriate that we come out and honor our Babas and Zedas who still survive and who witnessed that conflict with their own eyes and participated in it with their own lives. We owe them a very, very great debt, and to see them and interact with them is actually a wonderful privilege. So we will be having an enhanced Friday evening service featuring the Shaarey Zedek Choir, some beautiful music, some wonderful thoughts from Chaplain King. We'll also be having a brief memorial service for those who have given their lives for the cause of freedom in the wars in which Canada has been engaged in the last several decades. And I would invite you to come and celebrate Shabbat in this wonderful and meaningful way. Friday evening being the onset of Shabbat, the time when we sing the Chadodi, Come My Beloved to Meet the Bride, the time when we celebrate the fact that there is masculine and feminine within the structure of divinity that comes together in Shabbat within us in a beautiful way if we allow it to. And that divine union creates waves of harmony, happiness, and bliss that spread, first of all, throughout our lives, and from our lives to the rest of the world. This is a world, sadly, in need of Shabbat and the influence of Shabbat, the influence of peace and harmony and love and compassion and progress on all fronts. And this is a very practical way in which you can advance this progress in your lives and in the lives of ultimately every human being on earth. So please come, enjoy, November 5th at 7 p.m., and hopefully we'll see you there. Shabbat Shalom in advance.